Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be having maybe our final update on Hurricane Laura. We also got some severe weather that be going on across portions of the plains and also as well as the northeastern United States. So we're going to get started with Laura here. Has officially made landfall as a high-end Category 4 hurricane with sustained winds of 150 miles per hour, which is pretty impressive. And with Laura here, it's right now 100 miles. We're getting 100 mile per hour winds. I believe this is a Category 2 hurricane still. Minimal central pressure, 970 millibars. It actually reached out to the 930s when it made before landfall. So pretty impressive. Laura's been very impressive for the last 48 hours. I've also watched a live stream of a meteorologist named Jeff um, intercepting Laura. Definitely a scary experience they had going on there in Lake Charles. And it doesn't seem like it's that not that bad as everybody thought. At least I believe so, which is some good news there. But let's go ahead and click on Hurricane Laura, and yes, there is a disturbance, uh, which it has a low end 20%, but we're not really worried about that for right now. But let's talk about rainfall, flash flooding threat, and here was the surge forecast, which I didn't think I don't believe it hit 20 feet. So, but that's some good news there. There as well. Um, let's take a look into how much rainfall could come in, and which the weather prediction will update their forecast very soon. But you can see there could still be 6 to 10 inches of rain for northern portions of Louisiana and eventually into central Arkansas there, and still could be a decent amount of rain into West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky there. I mean, 2 to 4 inches rain is a decent amount of rain there. And some of those regions there actually do need some rain. Like at my house here, I actually do need some rain. It's actually starting to get dry here, so hopefully we could get a decent amount of rain out of the system here. Here's the flash flood potential here from the Weather Prediction Center. So day one, well, this is all 3 days put into one map. You got 3 areas of moderate risk. You got one across uh, northeastern Texas, northwestern Louisiana, and got another one in southeastern Louisiana, far southwestern Mississippi. And then you got another one in far southwestern Kentucky there. And some of these regions here have a decent chance for some flooding issues. And I know across portions of southwestern Kentucky are known for getting some easily could get some flash flooding issues. So that's going to be kind of a concern for southwestern Kentucky there. But eventually everything will die out by Sunday here with a cold front that be moving through. Not everybody will get that break though. I think it's going to go as far south as maybe southern Tennessee there, but places like Kentucky, you know, will get the break from the rain on Sunday. We're just going to see how far south the cold front could get, and eventually will turn into a stationary front there. Here's our cone forecast here, and still going to be a hurricane when it gets to the Arkansas and Louisiana border. Then eventually a tropical storm by Friday tonight, and it becoming as a tropical depression by tomorrow, and still a tropical depression throughout into Saturday. There, it didn't post tropical depression. It could become a tropical storm again, at least a post a potential tropical storm there or tropical cyclone there because it'll be getting involved with a different system there around that time frame. So definitely some we'll be kind of watching for there. So let's kind of look into the hurricane models. Here's Hurricane Laura. The eye is actually gone now. So let's take a look to the tracks from the hurricane models here. As you can see, a pretty good agreement going through eastern Arkansas, then eventually to through Kentucky. then for West Virginia into Virginia, and then going out into the Atlantic, more than likely becoming back into a tropical storm back around that time. And, and all the other models do agree with that solution. Now, ignoring the models that's around Category 1 and 2. I don't know what's going on with those models. That's kind of ridiculous. Pay attention to the models that are actually more towards the bottom. Here would be your more realistic one. So you can see it goes down as a strong tropical depression, and eventually it comes back up when it gets back into the Atlantic here. It kind of dies back down again there. And so keep in mind, the HWF eyeball actually just about nailed Hurricane Laura and some other model as well, which I think it's this one as well. They may have an agreement here, but you could definitely tell they're just pretty realistic on it. So, yeah, on that. But yeah, and let's take a look into Windy here with the European model. So this is just about around now. Laura is by Shreveport, Louisiana, and eventually by later tonight, later this evening. It'll be eventually by Little Rock around that time. And it dies down, and it may gain a little back of steam just a little bit when it gets into Kentucky. The European model does not actually show it on this run here, but it is still a possibility, especially with a potential line of thunderstorms that we gotta watch here. And some of those could be severe. You can see the high rates today definitely shows that line of thunderstorms there that could produce some strong winds. You can see out ahead of it and nearby those storms, wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour in a few areas. So, definitely need to watch portions of Tennessee and Kentucky, even northern Mississippi and northern Alabama, for at least the threat for some damaging straight line winds. You could also see potentially a few spit up tornadoes out there. And we'll take a look to the Storm Prediction Center's outlook here now. So we got a slight risk for severe weather today across eastern Louisiana, western Mississippi, and eventually into northern Arkansas. Primary threat will be a few tornadoes out there. Also, another thing to notice, you got also got a pretty decent chance for tornadoes up in New England there in the northeast. Damaging winds is there, but I mean, look at the northeast in the plains. Got The Northeast actually has a hatched area for some damaging winds, which that is 70 to 75 miles per hour plus there, potentially. There could also be significant hail in some of those regions and those enhanced risks as well. So, New England could be a significant severe weather outbreak out there today, and even a chance for some severe weather back into the plains there. Day 2 got another enhanced risk for severe weather across eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin. Now, I don't think this will be a derecho type of thing. Let's hope not on that. I don't think it'll be a derecho type of event with this one here, which is good news there, because that'll take a very similar track there. But you also do have a slight risk for severe weather across northern Mississippi, northwest Alabama, central western Tennessee, and even to western Kentucky and far eastern Arkansas, where we have the potential for a few tornadoes out there. You can see it's at 5%. David winds is also there, but it'd be your one of your threats up in an enhanced risk region. And same thing for some large hail as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Then eventually on day 3, your risk moves to the east coast there, where we can see potentially a couple more tornadoes out there, and probably some damaging winds there as well. And there'll be a cold front coming in behind it, so uh, kind of keep things calm down. So that's kind of it from Laura's side of things there. Let's move on to some severe weather. We're going to talk about the Northeast here, because it seems like it could be a pretty bad day for severe weather across some of those regions. The environment is favorable for some very large hail, significant damaging winds, and even a few tornadoes. So definitely a setup to really watch for. And you can actually see here by the her model here, you actually got a line of thunderstorms that kind of moves from northwest to southeast here. And these here are actually training a little bit. And if we get that type of scenario, some of those areas could see a lot of rain and we could see some flash flooding issues. But you can see some of these pinks in here indicate some potentially some hail in those storms. So that'd be definitely something we'll be watching across the northeastern United States. Let's take a look to a different model. Take a look at the high res now. You can see here potentially a significant damage wind event here. You can see here a couple, you got a little Boeing segment in there as well. Don't think this will quite be a derecho, just kind of looking at this here. I don't think it'd be too bad. But you can see here some of these storms here could be pretty bad. Like this Boeing segment right here that could indicate some damaging winds there. So again, we'll be watching that very closely here. Um, and again, there could be a chance for some large hail to some of those regions. Let's move our area to the Midwest here. So here comes Laura right there. Seems like it doesn't go that far out yet. So let's go back to the 6Z run. So here comes Laura again. And as you can see here, some big time thunderstorms can develop right here. Even across right over here as well, across coming from Wisconsin to northern Illinois to the southwestern Michigan and eventually into northern uh, Indiana. So, so for Saturday, Friday, tomorrow here, two areas to watch for severe weather. Got one area that'll be going on across these regions is here, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, southwestern Michigan, and southern Wisconsin. And you got this region here as well, which is pretty much central western Tennessee and even included Kentucky there, maybe even into northern Alabama and northern Mississippi for a tornado threat. And the last thing we'll take a look to before we end the video, well, we'll take a look into the plains as well for tomorrow. Actually, today I meant. You can actually see here for some of your significant tornado parameters. You do have an elevated threat, even across up in Wisconsin. Seeing some reds up there. So there could be a tornado threat up there as well. So here's your sounding here. You got a decent photograph. It's not that great. Although it does seem to be a favorable environment for at least a couple spit up tornadoes in that region there. So, and usually with tropical systems here, most of the tornadoes they produce are pretty short lived and they don't last that long. So, yeah, it's not too big of a deal, but hopefully you won't be that unlucky person to get hit by one of those. And they're also not that strong at all. That's a very rare occurrence for a strong tornado to form with a tropical system. So let's try to look back towards the plains. We go back to day one here. Get a large enhanced risk across South Dakota and eventually into Minnesota. So let's move our sector real quick. Uh, let's see. Central Great Plains here. So here we go for later today. And again, it's for some damage winds. And it seems like it has to spread a little bit further north with that. Let's see what the HER model shows. But it's currently updating on 13Z. You can see here at least probably a line of thunderstorms there. We'll go across South Dakota. Let's take a look to 12Z. Yeah, you can see here at least a round of thunderstorms here. Doesn't really quite look to be a 30% type of day there, but we'll be keeping an eye on it very closely. But I think everyone kind of gets the drill. There'll be a chance of severe weather across portions of South Dakota into Minnesota. Then you got a pretty decent chance for severe weather across the northeastern United States You also got to watch for some severe, for potential for a few tornadoes across, with Laura across Tennessee, Kentucky, north Alabama, north of Mississippi, then down into Arkansas and Louisiana and ports of Mississippi for later today. So if you get under tornado warning, just play it gets into your shelter uh, because you may not have a lot of time, especially with Laura here for some of those tornadoes there. So tornadoes could be on the ground like a snap of the finger there, and eventually it kind of pops up on radar. So they could be pretty quick, you know, a drop of a tornado and then pick it back up. So yeah, just pay attention to your warnings with Laura for any tornado warnings. Just please take action with those things. Same thing goes for the northeastern United States, where you guys do seem to have a pretty decent chance for at least for a few tornadoes up there as well. But anyways, guys, this is all for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did like this video, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put the comment section down below. I want your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.